Good morning everybody, Ben here from the MOW TIME channel. Thanks for joining us in today's video. Now today we're back at a property to do a bit of an inspection on a beautiful northside Brisbane property that's had a full beautiful renovation done to this lovely hillside property. Now I've come in and done a full garden makeover and lawn installation out on the nature strip. So I thought I would take you for a bit of a walk today. We'll see how everything is doing. I completed this full garden makeover around end of last year, 2023. And with anything, obviously when you install something, whether it's turf, gardens, etc., it's always good to come back, check on the place a few months later, check with the client that they're happy about everything. There might be plants that may not have made it. You might need to replace them. You need to check on the turf. If you've left the client with, some education on upkeep, make sure they're staying on top of that and see if they have any questions, that they might have been stuck with or unsure about. Am I watering enough? Am I overwatering? Do we need to give the plants a feed, the lawn a feed, etc.? So yeah, always good to check in on your builds, once you've finished them a couple of months later or a month later. So we're back here to do that. We're also back here to give the plants and the lawn a good feed with some Plant Doctor products. If you don't know, you can jump on the Plant Doctor website and use my code MOWTIME10 at checkout to give you 10% off any of their products across the website. But anyway, so yeah, that's it. If you haven't seen this on my social media, unfortunately, I was just far too busy to post this or make a video about this garden and lawn install. I wish I did. I really enjoyed it. I love the finished product. But sadly, again, as a sole trader, I just don't have time to stay on top of work and then also film all the jobs I do. Filming is very time consuming, so I do apologize about that. So sadly, yeah, didn't get to film this, but I thought I'd share it with you now. If you follow me on social media, on Instagram, MOW_time with 2 E's on the end, you'll be able to see other jobs that I do that I just don't get a chance to post up on the thingy. I'll leave that on the screen. Go follow me on Instagram and you can follow MOW TIME on TikTok as well. But anyway, let's get into a full view and a full look over what was done at this property, and of course check on it, make sure it's doing okay, and we'll assess and treat anything we need to do while we're here. But anyway, let's get into it. All right, everybody, so we'll start out the front on the nature strip of this property where we installed where I installed some new turf. Now we've gone with a zoysia variety here and it's looking great. Now as you can see, there is some nutgrass that has come up. Now I have treated this today already, so we'll give this a bit of time and that will kill it off. So there is a bit of nutgrass you won't notice, some even popping up in the gutter here, but otherwise, apart from that, that's easily treatable. The nutty grass with some Sedge Hammer, but obviously it takes a while to die, so give it some time. Make sure you read the label when you're spraying anything, read it properly and allow enough time before you think it's not dying. But anyway, nutgrass takes a while to die, just keep that in mind. So we treated that, but otherwise the lawn is looking nice and green and fantastic, as it should this time of year in Brisbane. So yeah, let's move on. That's the lawn area. There is another section over here. Love the beautifully finished driveway, and we've got some more nutgrass here again that I have treated, but otherwise that is looking good. You don't want to turn up and there is a ton of dead turf patches everywhere. Now we move inside to this property, and inside here we were originally going to put zoysia grass, a zoysia lawn here as well, but the client saw something else that they prefer to go with, which I think was the right call as well. This was the client's idea to go with a zoysia, still a zoysia variety, but it's called zoysia no-mow grass. So this is literally as the title describes. You plant it, it comes in pots, it doesn't come in turf rolls like normal turf does. It comes in pots because this is technically a plant, even though it's a zoysia variety. So yeah, this is zoysia no-mow, and of course the title suggests it is no-mow. You don't mow it, you just plant it and let these little runners come out and they will spread out everywhere, and this will fill in and it creates this nice rolling thick lush grass. Now we're going to give everything a bit of a feed today. As you can see, this kind of needs it. Brisbane weather, if you live in Brisbane or near Brisbane, you know what I'm talking about in regards to how the weather has been in the late part of 2023, early 24. It has been, well, really a bit of a nightmare for any lawn and garden person. But anyway, So this, once it fills in, will look absolutely beautiful. I'll put a picture up on the screen of what No-Mow zoysia grass finishes like once it's grown in and filled in. You get an idea. Now the garden we've done along here is looking, again, fantastic. Bit of nutgrass over here in the corner behind the cowboy. So I've treated that as well, and that will die off. You can see a little bit here as well in the No-Mow treated, that'll die off. But otherwise, the plants are alive. They're looking healthy. Silver spoons are doing fine. Kangaroo paws, absolutely fine. Cousin It is getting a bit burnt by the rock there, as to be expected with the weather we've had. But I'm actually quite surprised to see that none of the succulents have carked it in the heat we have had. They're obviously doing well, and the client's doing a good job of keeping up with the watering to keep these guys happy, even though, you know, in the long run, these are really hardy plants that don't require much watering. How good do the kangaroo paws look? Just awesome. Really great idea if you're after something quite hardy for your plant. Cowboys, of course, are all good. As we move along here, all good. Nothing's looking sad and nothing's looking unhappy. Everything is alive, which is good. You certainly don't want to. I put this little garden in at the back here a bit afterwards. The client originally, we were just going to just rock it. It's a bit of a dead zone, but we ended up actually deciding to go through and put some plants there. And again, they are all super happy. And there's the little doggy come to say hello. Hey, buddy. So yeah, happy there. Nothing's dead. So good. Now moving on. Gosh, I love this driveway. It really suits the property. And then this path here got changed up a bit as well. So I think I'm really happy that we decided to do a bit of a wave through here as opposed to just have a direct path. It just sort of breaks it up a little bit. Now moving on to this garden, which is kind of one of the main feature gardens of the property when you come through the main entrance. And the main feature tree, of course, if you didn't see on my social media, this is called a dragon tree, and they are very popular with being a feature tree. Now this one was purchased at 1.5 meters high. Bear in mind, when you're buying anything like this, expect to pay the dollars. The bigger the tree or the slower it grows, especially with like cactus plants like the one in the middle there, they are slow growing, so you have to fork out the money. I believe that fella in the middle, if I remember off the top of my head, was I think around sort of the $400 or $500 mark. Cowboys, yeah, again, you're looking at like $200 plus for that, etc. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Plants, the more they've grown, the more you have to pay. You can certainly get bigger, much bigger dragon trees. But again, you're paying, you know, 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand, the bigger you get. So bear that in mind when you're planning your landscape. Trees, plants, etc. can get expensive. We make our way down the side of this beautiful property now. We're going to pass by some of the Plant Doctor products that I'm using to give this feed. Obviously, of course, we've got the Seaweed Secrets as we're going through summer at the moment, so the plants are under a lot of heat stress. So certainly get some Seaweed Secrets in your arsenal and some fertilizer, some Activate Mate. This stuff is fantastic. I've been using it for a while now. And again, like anything, I wouldn't recommend a product if it's rubbish, but this stuff is not. It is fantastic. I use it on all my clients' lawns. And again, like I mentioned, used MOW TIME 10 at the checkout. But yeah, with this sort of stuff, you only need like 30 mils in a 9-litre watering can and approximately about 25 to 30 mils as well of Activate Mate in your watering can. And away you go. Now, when it comes to filling your watering can, don't put the product in first, because sometimes it'll bubble up too much and you get too much bubbles on top and you won't be able to get your water up to the 9 litres. What I recommend is about 3/4 fill your watering can, then like filling up your sprayer, then put your product in and then finish filling up. That's the best way to do it. That way you can get it up to the 9 litres. But anyway, go check out the Plant Doctor website for anything lawn and garden related. All right. Time to move on to the back of this property where we've got our tiered garden beds here. Another Euphorbia cowboy. This one has grown a fair bit actually since I was last here. Cousin It's to overhang here that I planned. And yeah, I've just done all my own sort of design outlay of this and plant selection, and I'm pretty happy with the way it went. But yeah, these will also overhang now, and they'll waterfall over the edge and just create a beautiful green thing, as you can sort of already see this fella is starting to do. These are called cousin-its, very popular and very hardy. But yeah, that's it. And then of course, we move into this beautiful view of the Brisbane River up on the hill here. It's a spectacular yet hot day here in Brisbane. There's not much cloud cover today, so it's a bit of a hot one. And then we move on to the final garden I did on the planter here. Now again, another euphorbia, looking fantastic, happy with that one. And again, no plants are dead. This is silver dichondria. It's called Dichondria silver, sorry, I'll get out of the shadow so you can actually see it. This is called Dichondria silver falls. Very popular plant when it comes to an overhang plant. For your planter boxes, you'll see this absolutely everywhere, and for good reason, because it's got that silvery touch. It just breaks up the garden. If you have like a ton of greenery in a garden and you just need to break it up, then look for other colors plants to utilize, and silver falls is always a popular one to go with. So it's doing well, and we've got this fella here. Now of course, with anything that falls over, you do need to check on it and help it go in the direction, just like you're trying to make a jasmine vine grow up a pole or anything like that. You need to help direct it where it's going. So just make sure you pull it around and point it in the way you want it to grow. So yeah, but just bear in mind with silver falls or dichondria, it's not as hardy as the cousin-it that I showed you over there, the green one. So you do need to keep up with watering a bit more on establishing dichondria as opposed to the cousin-its. So just bear that in mind if you choose to go with the silver falls. But otherwise, you'll sort of get the picture. It'll flow over here and create a beautiful waterfall of plant over this one. So yeah, and super easy to trim and clean up. But yeah, all right. Man, I want to jump in there. Just don't have my boardies on me. It's very hot. But yeah. All right, everybody, that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough on this garden transformation I completed and new lawn install. I hope, like any of the videos I put up, you've got some education and you've got some inspiration out of this video to get out into your garden and lawn this weekend. But yeah, it's another hot day, so make sure you stay hydrated, make sure you have your hat on, and of course sunscreen, because skin cancer is not fun. But anyway, that's it on this property. If you have any questions regarding anything you see in this makeover, whether it's garden or lawn related or anything in general, please put it in the comments below. And if you could really like this video or like any of the videos you see on the MOW TIME channel, it really helps get MOW TIME out to lawn and garden enthusiasts such as you and me. But anyway, I've got to get on to the next job today. I think I'm heading on to a hedging and mow job. So yeah, I've got to pack up and move on to that. We've completed the feed on the gardens. That's all done with the Plant Doctor products, so go check out their website as well. They are a Queensland-based company, so of course always good to support local as well. But anyway, look at that beautiful backdrop. I love it, and honestly I really do want to jump in that pool. It's a stinker. But anyway, like I said, if you're new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button to join the MOW TIME family. And of course, please like the videos when you watch them. Liking them really does help with the YouTube algorithm in getting MOW TIME out to other lawn and garden enthusiasts. Anyway, I hope you have all had a great start to your 2024. I hope you're all doing well, mentally and physically as always. We'll see you in the next video.